How you doing, Team Up? And welcome back to another episode of Hard News with Murdock, Fancy Edition. Okay, so the reason for the shirt and tie today is because I'm about to go through some of the details behind the impeachment proceedings, and anybody who goes over that is going to sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I noticed that none of the people on TV is ever accused of that, so I figured I might as well get ahead of the curve. And I'm going to have to go through the timeline because it came to my attention that there's certain people who watch this channel who get their information mainly from me. So if they're going to stay up with me, it's my responsibility to make sure that I give them the best analysis and details as possible about what's going on. With that being said, let's get into this. Now, this all started when we found out about an internal Trump administration whistleblower has filed a complaint about multiple acts by President Trump. The complaint was passed on to the Inspector General for the intelligence community, who determined it was credible and a matter of urgent concern. Now, truth be told, when this information first came out, nobody didn't really pay too much attention, including myself, because we heard it all before. I mean, corruption, whistleblower Trump, that's been going on since day one. Move along, people, there's nothing to see here. But then the details started to come out, and we found out that this involved no other than Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Yes, that is a real picture, and the early news articles state when Mr. Zelensky said Ukraine was almost ready to purchase American Javelin anti-tank missiles so it could better repel armored assaults by Russian-supported fighters, Mr. Trump pounced. I would like you to do us a favor though, Mr. Trump responded, beginning a series of pointed requests. The president pressed Mr. Zelensky to use the help of Attorney General William Barr in opening an investigation of a company involved in the beginnings of the FBI inquiry of the Russians' 2016 election interference. He also wanted a corruption investigation connected to former Vice President Joseph R. Biden Jr., a Democratic rival. Now, when that bit of information came out, everybody was like, whoa, and had to take notice because according to Article 52, U.S. Code 3121, it shall be unlawful for a foreign national directly or indirectly to make a contribution or donation of money or other thing of value, or to make an express or imply promise to make a contribution or donation in connection with a federal, state, or local election. A contribution or donation to a committee of a political party or a person to solicit, accept, or receive a contribution or donation described in subparagraph A or B of paragraph 1 from a foreign national. So clearly he would have been breaking the law if any of this was true. And to add to the bad look, the week before, he just withheld the military funds for the Ukrainians, which would have made it look like he was holding the funds over their heads so when he got on the phone with them, he would have leverage. That's just devastating. And as crazy as all that sounds, I honestly didn't think anything more was going to happen. But then when he spoke to the press and gave the excuse about why he withheld the funds from the Ukraine, he said this on top of it.
Congress is moving. Go ahead. Mr. President, Congress is moving towards impeachment, including Nancy Pelosi, could be as a result of the Ukraine call. How do you feel about that?
I think it's ridiculous. It's a witch hunt. I'm leading in the polls. They have no idea how they stop me. The only way they can try is through impeachment. This has never happened to a president before. There's never been a thing like this before. It's nonsense. And when you see the call, when you see the readout of the call, which I assume you'll see at some point, you'll understand. That call was perfect. It couldn't have been nicer, and even the Ukrainian government put out a statement that that was a perfect call. There was no pressure put on them whatsoever. But there was pressure put on with respect to Joe Biden. What Joe Biden did for his son, that's something they should be looking at.
Now after that, everybody was like, whoa, it went from he sounded like he kind of sort of admitting to it to he's definitely admitting to it for a lot of people, which forced Congressman John Lewis to get on the Congress floor the next morning and say this.
We cannot delay. We must not wait. Now is the time to act. I have been patient while we tried every other path and used every other tool. We will never find the truth unless we use the power given to the House of Representatives and the House alone to begin an official investigation as dictated by the Constitution.
And if y'all know anything about politics, when John Lewis talks, the Democratic Party moves. And that is what got us to this point with Nancy Pelosi to make the official announcement on impeachment inquiry. Take a look.
And this week, the president has admitted to asking the president of Ukraine to take actions which would benefit him politically. The actions of the Trump presidency revealed the dishonorable fact of the president's betrayal of his oath of office, betrayal of our national security, and betrayal of the integrity of our elections. Therefore, today, I'm announcing the House of Representatives moving forward with an official impeachment inquiry.
And just like that, the impeachment ball started rolling. And to be honest, I thought the Democrats didn't have a chance, and I don't know what, of impeaching Donald Trump, because there was no way the Senate would ever let them touch this guy. But then the full transcript came out. I'll leave the link down below if you want to read it. And there's so much damning evidence to be found. Because of the evidence found in the transcript, William Barr may actually have to recuse himself from the situation. There's also new evidence that just came forward that the White House knew about the call and went through the motions to try and cover it up for Trump. And to add gas to the fire, former Republican Senator Jeff Flake was on TV last night and said that if it was a silent vote, that 35 Senate members would actually vote to impeach Trump. And if he's saying it, it definitely looked like the plane is about to crash and everybody needs to jump off as soon as possible. So in my head, I literally went from no way that they're going to be able to impeach Trump to it's actually a 50-50 chance. That's all I'm going to leave here. I'm going to do a follow-up report. I'm going to try and get it out a little earlier than next week. And with that being said, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Remember, the revolution is unclassified. Later.